Welcome back to the Wiki tutorial video series. My name is Tom Albani with Biostat Global Consulting. In this video, we will describe tabular output for unweighted indicators. You may recall that weighted indicators were the topic of a recent video. In some ways, we might say that the main Wiki indicators are weighted, and they are intended to facilitate strong conclusions about the broader population, not just about the children in the survey sample. But Wiki also calculates several informative unweighted indicators as well. There has been some discussion about weighting all indicators, and WHO may decide to do that someday. It is possible, but traditionally these other indicators have been unweighted. At this time, all of Wiki's weighted indicators have a denominator that includes all respondents. Any indicator for which the denominator includes a subset of respondents is unweighted, and we restrict our language about strong conclusions to describing what we observed in the survey sample. We certainly hope that what we observe in the survey sample is indicative of what is happening in the broader population. But at this time, Wiki does not provide estimates of sampling variability for the unweighted estimates, and it does not encourage interpretation for the population as a whole. Just strong statements about what is observed within the sample. Open your quick reference guide and turn to the section on the indicator RI_CONT_01. This is the indicator that summarizes dropout. What proportion of kids who had the first dose in a series did not go on to receive their later dose? Note that the denominator for this indicator is not the entire population. It is only the kids who received the first dose. The numerator is the number of kids who received the first dose and did not receive the latter dose. If you open the tabular output for District 20, which you'll find in the Excel file named RI_test_TO, you can navigate to the tab named RI_CONT_01 to see the dropout results. Just as we noted with the weighted indicators, Wiki lists each stratum in a separate row and lists different summary statistics in different columns. Dropout is summarized very simply with a sample proportion and a sample size. The quick reference guide suggests words that you can use to interpret these results. Among the N children who showed evidence of having received the earlier dose, either per card or recall or register, and who were age eligible to have received the latter dose, the dropout percentage did not show evidence of receiving the later dose. So we might say, among the 182 children who showed evidence of having received OPV1 and who were age eligible to have received dose 3, 21.4% did not show evidence of receiving OPV3. That is to say that 21.4% of the kids who received OPV1 dropped out of the vaccination system and did not receive OPV3. Navigate over to the tab named RI_QUAL_031. This indicator summarizes the proportion of Penta 1 doses that were administered too early. It might be interpreted as follows. Of the 172 children in District 20 who showed evidence of receiving Penta 1, and for whom we know their age when they received it, 2.9% of them received it before they were actually age eligible. Disaggregating by sex, we see that 2.4% of 123 boys and 4.1% of the 49 girls in the dataset received Penta 1 too early. Other unweighted indicators are interpreted in a similar manner. Check the quick reference guide or the Wiki user's guide to learn which indicators are unweighted. To recap, unweighted indicators are those where the denominator is a subset of the survey respondents. These indicators are calculated simply, ignoring survey weights, and so we limit our interpretation of them to be descriptive of the survey sample only. At some point in the future, the World Health Organization might make a change and weigh these indicators and use them to draw strong conclusions about the broader population. At this time, though, we only draw strong conclusions about the survey sample, and then policymakers can decide whether to extrapolate those conclusions to the broader population. The tables for unweighted indicators are not usually very wide, but we can also say that Wiki stores unweighted results in stated datasets. So a user might write a program, if they wish, in order to read those results and make new tables in new formats if that would be better suited for how they wish to show the results. If you want to learn how to access and manipulate datasets of Wiki results, ask a question on the TechNet21 Users Group website. If this video was helpful, check out the companion videos on interpreting graphical output from the unweighted indicators, called Unweighted Sample Proportion Plots.